Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. Today we go to Indianapolis, obviously to round out the regular season finale. We're going in here 5 points behind Kyle Busch, trying to actually beat him for the regular series championship or season, but it's going to be very hard to do that because this is a track I struggle at quite a bit, and we had Daniel Suarez actually in the car for the Xfinity race, one of his last chances possibly in this car this season, as we're really just trying to find the driver that we want in the car going into the Xfinity Series playoffs. And we have Derek Kraus as a potential candidate. Daniel Suarez and Natalie Decker are the three drivers that we're really looking at maybe being our driver for the playoffs. And Suarez had a decent start. He started down in 15th, as you see, going down the back straightaway. He made some contact with some other drivers as he was driving down the straightaway, and by about the midway point of this race, he had still been running around in the 15th position as he came out of turn 4, trying to close in on the back of the 21 car of Daniel Hemrick. And by the time he came to the final lap, he had moved up to P13 behind the 3 of Ty Dillon as he went through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. And he would come out of turn 4, making a big run on the back of the 3 of Ty Dillon, and he would look to his outside as it came down the front straightaway, and Suarez would come through to edge out the 3 to get 12th here for us in Indianapolis. So we got one more race in the Xfinity Series before the playoffs start, so hopefully maybe we can get a win and get another few playoff points, but that might be a little bit hard to do. We'll see how it goes. But now we set our sights on the regular season finale for the Cup Series here. Like I said, going into this race, 5 points behind Kyle Busch, but this is a track that we struggle at quite a bit, so I wasn't really expecting the best finishing position in this race, but hopefully we can pull it off there as we have our incentive contract to choose. I decided to go with 2 top 15s because 3 top 5s is absurd, and 3 wins is also really stupid for an expectation. So we come to qualifying, and we come through turn 3. Coming into turn 4, we made it to the second session, so not very good from myself as we come out of turn 4 down the front straightaway, just trying to get the best lap possible. Now, as we come through, crossing the stripe just in a moment, we would come through to set a 48.330, and I would call it there, thinking it would be half decent, but it wasn't. We will start in the 19th position for the regular season finale, so let's go forwards.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series has finally made its way to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the running of the big machine Vodka Brickyard 400. The Brickyard now marks the final stop of the regular season, a spot normally held by Richmond. So for those drivers on the fringe, kissing the bricks may mean a lot more than in years past. For them, a victory here may be their last shot at glory. Which of these drivers will make the final cut? It's time to head down to the track and find out.
Alright, we are ready to start this regular season finale here at the Brickyard 400. Ryan Truex looks a bit slow today. Their team has their work cut out for them. We have Eric Jones on the pole, who's been running pretty strong recently here in this series, so he might be catching fire at the right time late in the season, maybe to set up for a good playoff run now as we get ready to go green here at the Brickyard 400. Starting behind the 10 of Almirola, we are green and underway here in the Brickyard 400. Hopefully we can have a good finish now as we start right behind the 10 of our teammate as we head down towards turns 1 and 2. For the first time, Eric Jones leads away with second place of our teammate Kevin Harvick on his outside now, as he would get clear easily and allow Joey Logano to move into that second position early on in this event. And as we come through turns 2, sitting in the 18th position now, side by side with the 21 of Paul Menard as we come down the back straightaway, trying to edge out ahead of him. The draft, of course, so important at a track like Indianapolis now as we head down into turn 3, letting Bubba Wallace get down in front of me as we can't send it in too hard into these corners around these other cars. Is really sending it in too hard at a track like Indianapolis can really have big consequences for you now as we come out of turn 4, sitting in the 18th spot over Paul Menard still as we give a little bit of a bump to the back of the 43 of Bubba Wallace as we come down the front straightaway to come through to complete that first lap of this event as we pass our teammate of Clint Boyer to be into the third best Stuart Haas Racing car right now as we come through turns 1, getting into the back of the 3 of Austin Dillon, but fortunately he keeps it straight now as we come into turn 2, moving into the 16th position over Bubba Wallace now as we exit the corner. So a decent start for us, and by the time we came to the end of the second lap, approaching lap 3, still in 16th, behind the 3 and the 17 of Dillon and Stenhouse as we went down towards turns 1. Austin Dillon making a pass on Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and we would try to follow through as we look to Stenhouse's inside as well as we head down into the second corner now, and we would clear the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and enter the top 15, and we would work our way up to P12, and by the time we came to the midway point of this stage on lap 7, we had Ryan Blaney on our outside now as we went down into turns 1 and in turns 2. We had passed our teammate of Almirola, obviously passing Blaney and another car or two to get into this position as we were just continuing to rally our way towards the top 10. And if you're not in the draft here, like, it's so hard to move anywhere, so I was just really content with riding behind Alex Bowman at the moment just to make sure I'm in the draft now as we come down the back straightaway side by side with the 12 still of Ryan Blaney as we head down into turns 3 as Ryan Newman leads this little bit of a pack right here, and I felt like he was actually slowing us all up, and that's why there was a bit of a gap between this pack and the cars up ahead there. As Joey Logano, I believe, is leading this race currently as we come out of turn 4, 3 wide for a moment with Bowman and Kurt Busch now as we exit the corner, and we would get alongside the 6 of Newman on lap 8 and try to get ahead of him as we went into turn 3 again, and we would edge out the 6 of Newman going through turn 3, but unable to quite clear him now as we go into turns 4. We would be able to get the edge on him and clear Newman and set sail forwards now, trying to run down the top 8 cars, but certainly that would be a very tough thing to do, and by the time we came to the white flag in the stage, the front 8 cars did nothing but pull away from me, so we had no chance of running them down, and it was just about holding on to the 9th position. And like I said, once you don't have the draft, it is so hard to go anywhere, and that's what was presented to me at this point in the race now as Almirola tries to run me down with help from my draft as we head down the back straightaway, trying to break it a little bit as we head down towards turn 3 for the final time here in this first stage. Almirola closing in as we come through turn 3, but really it doesn't really matter for me right now if we lose this 9th spot or not. We're just trying to hang on for this regular season finale because I don't think we're going to be able to beat Kyle Busch as we come out of turn 4 down the front straightaway for the final time in stage 1. We will come through to hold on to the 9th position over 10th place of Eric Almirola now as we cross the line, and I believe Joey Logano might have won the stage to get another playoff point. We're about to find out here in just a moment there as we have Jimmy Johnson down there in 14th. Not a great start for him, and it is Joey Logano who wins the stage. We would come to the pit road, take 2 cans of fuel, and take 4 tires. We would come out in the 9th position, just where we came in. And we would be ready to start behind the 20 of Eric Jones, who started on the pole, and the green flag is out, and the second stage is underway here in the Brickyard 400. Joey Logano leads the way as we head down towards turns 1. Eric Almirola on my right rear right now as he has a chance to get behind me on the inside as we look to the inside of our teammate Kevin Harvick. Obviously last episode having a few run-ins with him as we just got into it quite a bit at Darlington with Kevin Harvick now as we come through turns 2, still on his inside as we exit turn 2. Harvick though trying to clear me, and he will easily clear me, and Almirola now will come through on my outside, and he's going to clear me as well as we make contact on his left rear, and we drop down to the 10th position as we head down towards turns 3 now as Joey Logano continues to lead the field as we come through the center of the corner now, heading towards turn 4, coming through to complete this first lap in the second stage as we close in now on the back of the 10. We are really good on the exit of turn 4, I feel, so it's really a strong point on this track now as we come down the front straightaway, looking to the left-hand side of Almirola as just as soon as I get out of the draft, I just cannot get to his inside now as we head down towards turns 1 after completing the first lap of the stage as Logano leads over second place of Martin Truex Jr., one of our rivals now as we head into turns 2 as we just try to make sure we hang on to a top 10 position as we exit the corner. Austin Dillon looking right on my back bumper as Chase Elliott's up there in third, having himself a good run as well as we head down towards turns 3. Elliott trying to hold off Kyle Busch and Eric Jones for that third spot now as Larson and Almirola battle just up ahead of me as we come through turn 3, closing in on them, and we look to the inside of Larson and we try to move into the 9th position now as we come in through turns 4. And as we exit turns 4, getting ahead now of the 42 of Larson, just edging him out as we use the draft from our teammate of Eric Almirola down the front straightaway, trying to stay ahead of the 42 driver of Kyle Larson, our former teammate now, as he does have a win finally this season, so he is obviously locked into the playoffs now as we look to the inside of the 2 of Keselowski, continuing to work our way through the field at this point now as we come through turns 2, edging him out for the 8th position as we would come out of turn 2, just setting our sights on moving towards maybe even a top 5 position. And as we came to lap 4 though, on the inside of Chase Elliott at this point, as we come out of turns 1, the 2 looks to my inside and he hits me, and into the 9 we go, and we take out the 2 in the process as he goes hard into the wall, and not what we needed to have happen as a caution would come out, and certainly a disaster that just turned into as Keselowski looked to my inside, making it 3 wide on the exit of turn 2. I don't know if I came down or if he came up, but either way it did not look good, and we would get ready to restart here in Indianapolis as a green flag would fly once again. This would leave us only about 4 laps to go in the stage. And we got pretty lucky to not crash ourselves there, as I'm going to be pretty aggressive trying to get to that bottom line, because the outside line is so bad at another track like Indianapolis, just like it is at Darlington now, as we come through turns 1 alongside the 11 now of Denny Hamlin as we head into turns 2. Certainly our restarts at this track aren't the best right now as we exit turn 2. Hamlin going to clear me, and now Stenhouse is going to look to my inside as he come down the back straightaway as he tries to move into the 9th position over myself, as we do hang alongside with him though, so we should be able to hold on to that 9th position as we head down into the 3rd turn now, just edging him out there. We do not clear him quite yet, but as we exit turn 3, we do clear Stenhouse as we head into turns 4, continuing to hold on to that 9th position as Joey Logano continues the lead as he tries to pick up another playoff point, as we're going to give a shot to the bumper of Denny Hamlin, trying to give us some, both of us some speed as we come down the front straightaway, crossing the line, looking to the inside of Denny now as we head down into turns 1 with just 3 to go in the stage, as Hamlin goes a little bit wide, but it actually works out for him quite a bit there. As we would come out of turn 1, he would still be right on my right front as we would be on his left rear quarter panel, but out of turn 2, we would be able to get the run and just about clear the 11 as we do that now, as we would come down the back straightaway, and by the time we came to the white flag, we got to the back of Truex and Kyle Busch. We'd be looking to the inside of Kyle Busch on the white flag now of this 2nd stage as we went down into turns 1 behind our rival of Martin Truex Jr. Obviously, we don't want to do anything stupid and get on his inside on this final lap, but we do want to get ahead of him, obviously, if possible, before the stage ends now, as we look to the inside of Elliott for P6 as we come down the back straightaway, trying to side draft him, but not able to make it work as we come down the back straightaway for the final time here in the 2nd stage. Joey Logano continues the lead as he looks to get himself another playoff point as we head into turn 3, but he moves up to the outside line. As we go under the apron and go for a slide and make contact with the 18, and we go even more sideways as we exit the corner, but we hang on to the car, thankfully, but that would drop us out of a stage points paying position as we would drop to P12 as we come down the front straightaway for the final time in the 2nd stage. Blaney on my outside, and he has the momentum to get ahead of me as we come through to cross the line. He would edge me out for the 12th position, and we would finish 13th after getting onto the apron in turns 4, and Kevin Harvick, I believe, edged out Joey Logano for the stage victory, and yes he did, and we would come to pit road, and I know we have to take 4 tires unfortunately, and this would drop us down all the way to 23rd, which I did not expect, and that would certainly be a huge setback for this final stage in the regular season finale. As the green flag is back out though, we are underway for the final stage in the regular season here now as we give a little bit of a shot to the back of Reed Sorensen, accidentally making it 3 wide with them now, as that might be considered a little bit illegal, as that might have been a lane change in real life, but thankfully we don't get called for anything in the game obviously. Now as we come out of turn 1, Ryan Truex on my outside as we head in to turns 2, closing in on the back of the 00 of Landon Castle pretty quickly as we try to look to his inside, but now he is pulling away as we come down the back straightaway side by side with Truex as we head down towards turn 3, looking to the inside of the 00 now of Castle as we go into the corner, sitting in the 35th position at the moment. Only 13 laps in this final stage, so I knew right here we were in trouble, and it was going to be pretty tough to work my way back forwards through the field as we came through turns 4, closing in on the back of Parker Kligerman as we look to his inside, but we got into his back bumper. Obviously not what we need to be doing right now as we would come down the front straightaway side by side with, I believe, Reed Sorensen as we cross the line, hitting just 12 to go in this race as Kevin Harvick, our teammate, is continuing to lead at this point as he tries to get one more victory here in the regular season. As we look to the inside of Kligerman as we come through turns 2, trying to move into that 32nd position as we come out of turn 2 now, side by side with him down the back straightaway, just trying to edge him out as we do get clear of Kligerman now as we use the draft from the 8 of Daniel Hemrick, who's competing for Rookie of the Season with Ryan Preece and Haley Deegan, of course, as we went down into turn 3 side by side with him and continuing to move our way forwards, which is a little bit surprising because it's pretty hard to work your way through the field here. Now as we look to the inside, ambitiously to the inside of the 34, as he didn't leave much of a hole, but we took it anyways as we would move into the top 30 now. And as we came to lap 32, now on the back of Bubba Wallace in 25th, as we were on the inside of the 13 of Ty Dillon, we would clear him and move into, like I said, the 25th position with just 9 laps to go in this race. Now trying to get to the inside of Bubba Wallace as we barely tag him in the bumper, but thankfully we all keep it straight now as we're in this group with Bubba, the 21 of Paul Menard, and the 24 of William Byron. As we look to the inside, we all got 3 legendary numbers right in front of me now as we look to the inside of Wallace, so down the back straightaway as we head down towards turn 3 side by side with him, and we should be able to clear him now as we come through turn 3. He will hang on my right rear for the moment as we make contact now as we come into turn 4, but we clear the 43 of Bubba Wallace now. And out of turn 4 now, the 43 goes into the wall hard, and we have big trouble now as we come down the front straightaway. Cody Ware involved, the 13 of Ty Dillon, as we have a big crash behind us, including our teammate Clint Boyer involved, as we just passed Bubba Wallace, and he had just crashed behind us as we came out of turn 4. And this would set us up for a somewhat late race restart now, as this also closes in the pack, as we have a chance to gain some more positions as the green flag is out, and it will be 5 laps to go here to end this race here in the regular season finale now, as we try to get to that inside behind the 21 of Menard, who's not having the best restart as we go down into turns 1 on that inside line though, so that'll be an advantage to myself as we have a chance to gain some crucial positions hopefully here late in this race, as I believe Kevin Harvick continues to lead here in the Brickyard 400 as we exit turn 2. Ty Dillon looking to my outside as he was literally just involved in the crash with Bubba Wallace, and now here he is trying to pass me as we come down the back straightaway, looking to the inside of Menard for a moment as we head into turn 3, but we think better of it, and by the time we came to lap 37, looking to his inside again as we make it 3 wide with him, and I believe Ryan Newman on his outside as we have just 4 to go as we come through turns 1, trying to move up into the 21st position, running the 21 a little bit wide now as we come out of turns 1, heading into turns 2, we would be able to take over the 21st position over Paul Menard and set our sights on a top 20 spot, and we would move into the 19th position by the time we came to 2 to go, making it 3 wide now with the 38 of David Reagan, as we're being pretty aggressive at this point, just trying to get whatever positions we can as we would move into 18th on the inside of the 38 of Reagan, who would try to get down in front of me, but he would be unable to do so as we came out of turn 2 side by side with him, and we would be able to get past David Reagan as well as we came down the back straightaway as we were approaching the final lap of this race now, as we get clear of him just barely as we go into turn 3. By the time we came to the white flag later on this lap, looking to the inside now of Jamie McMurray as we cross the stripe. The final lap is underway here in the regular season now as we go through turns 1 side by side with McMurray as we clear him coming out of turns 1 just about now as we head into turns 2. Looking to the inside of Ricky Stenhouse, trying to move into the top 15, which is our goal position, and we come out of turn 2, we make contact with the 17 car as we head down the back straightaway, and that will certainly be a hit for me as we lose a ton of momentum as we come down the back straightaway for the final time in Indianapolis, as Denny Hamlin lurks behind as we head into turns 3 for the final time here in Indianapolis. Looking to the inside of McMurray one final time now as we head down towards turns 4, and we have I can't tell who's quite leading at this point, but we come into turn 4 clearing the 40 of McMurray as we barely hit the wall there as we come down the front straightaway, and he's going to look to my outside now as we come through to cross the line. We're going to come through to finish the regular season in 17th as McMurray would edge me out across the line, and I believe our teammate Kevin Harvick still held on for the victory here in Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400. So not a great finish for myself. Certainly we're a part of one incident, and we were just in front of another incident towards the end of that race, so a little more entertaining at Indianapolis than we usually get. But Kevin Harvick did indeed win the Brickyard 400, so another win for him and a bunch more playoff points as we get a bunch of money. And there you see the final standings in the regular season. Kyle Busch wins the regular season, and we get P2, so we will get some playoff points out of that, thankfully. And we will get to see the playoff grid here just in a moment now, and hopefully we are in good shape. We should be in good shape. We had a really good regular season, 3 wins so far and a bunch of playoff points. Hopefully we can add a couple more wins here in the final 10 races for the playoffs.
Congratulations on making the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Good luck.
Thank you, Ray Evernham. We have some more messages.
Congratulations on making it to the playoffs. The real season starts now. Don't worry about that last race. It happens. Just stay positive and keep focused.
I mean, Austin Dillon knows all about having rough races. And now Jimmy Johnson, incredible work out there, so we compliment him. Thank you. And Alex Bowman, not very happy with me, so we apologize to him. And same as Daniel Hemrick, but we're going to provoke him. And Matt DiBenedetto, we are going to apologize to him because it's Matt DiBenedetto now. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very appreciated. We're about to see the playoff grid going into the Cup Series playoffs now, as we will decide the Xfinity grid too next episode, as they have one more race in the regular season. And there it is. Clint Boyer is actually the last car in the playoffs. It's cut off for some reason every time when the grid of 16 is there. So Bowman's the first guy out, and there's your playoff grid. We are 29 to the good at least, so we are in good shape going into the playoffs. So let's hope we can stay above that cut line right into the final 4. So I will see you guys in the next video where we start the playoffs in Las Vegas. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you guys in the next episode. I will see you guys then. Take care. Have a great day, everybody.